Literally start immediately. A wee mo it. I can start immediately. A wee mo it. How you like that, dude? A wee mo it.
We on, baby. Fucking shit.
Swastika City, dude.
Yeah. Take it back, dude.
I got to take back my Call of Duty hatred. There were many swastikas.
There was ample swastikas. You felt comfortable?
There was a sufficient amount of swastikas, and so far I've only seen white guy soldiers.
Really?
Which is perfectly appropriate.
You've been scanning the ranks?
I've been looking at every soldier. I check his fucking
It's like
his dog tags. Make
it's
sure
like Mulan. You have like a disguised woman amongst the ranks, dude.
Maybe.
You got to find her.
There might be some broads in there. I'm gonna fuck them up. No, I think you run into those characters in the multiplayer. Like I think you can design your own fucking guy.
Oh, so that's why.
If you were a black woman playing, you could make your character a black woman.
Okay, that makes sense.
That makes perfect sense.
But there was definitely people on the multiplayer being like, "What the fuck?"
But even then, I'd still be like, "Get out of here with that."
Well, you took it back, dude.
Say, shouldn't you be playing 2K?
Wow.
Woo!
Wow, dude.
Let's go, dude.
New year, new you.
New me.
What's your resolutions?
Keep being racist. No, my New Year's resolution is to not say FAG, dude.
Really?
I'm gonna not say it.
Nice.
Yeah. How about you?
What are you gonna do each time if you do say it?
I'm gonna go back to saying it.
This
The first time I say it.
My New Year's resolution is to learn how to dance and not be a wallflower.
Really?
Yeah.
That's gay. You shouldn't do that.
I'm such a wallflower, dude.
Stop
It's
saying
called- it's
wallflower.
called- it's
Dude,
causing a rift.
It's called being a man, dude.
No, dude. Well, yeah, you would think so, but I went to a Friday night.
All you have to do is lean back.
Dude, I tried to just post up on
Just
the
do
wall.
the rock away.
Well, I'll go out with like Brittany has different groups of friends, and there's some of them I just I see and I don't really talk to. So I will say hi to I'll be in a bar that's so loud I can't talk to anyone. So I'm like I'll just stand by myself and chill. And apparently it causes alarm. They're like, "Is he okay?"
If you don't drink, which you don't really.
Yeah, it freaks people out.
If you're just fucking. Yeah, I can see
It
that.
freaks people out, and it's like, dude, I don't want to drink.
Yeah.
So now I have to pretty much just get a drink and nurse it just to be cool.
Yeah.
And then just bust a move and not be a wallflower, dude.
You gotta bust some moves.
I know.
Well, if you're not drinking, there's no chance I'd dance.
I can't, dude. I can't move my body if I don't have alcohol in
If
my
you're
body.
sober, trying to fucking dance.
Dude, I was in like a salsa club in Kensington somehow. I don't know how the fuck we ended up in this place.
Yeah.
But this place was actually pretty sick. But they had, the DJ, dude, was so fucking funny, dude. It was just a guy in the back. I didn't know Puerto Ricans listen to 80s music.
Really?
I walked into like a Puerto Rican bar and it was all 80s music.
Well, I love Scarface.
Yeah, I guess so.
They love that Miami.
But it was
place.
like 80s music beats, but Spanish. And then people all knew the words who were younger. So I'm like, do Puerto Ricans just record 80s music now?
Maybe.
It was really bizarre, dude. I've never seen anything
What
like
do you
it.
think the Puerto Ricans are up to, dude?
Recording 80s techno, dude, apparently. And I'm in there. I'm supposed to dance to Puerto Rican 80s techno. And I'm not drinking. I'm in front of all these people I don't know. And then I couldn't do it, dude.
You couldn't figure it out.
I couldn't get it. As soon as if I'm not
movement.
drinking and I move my body in a dancing way, in my head it's just like, you're fucking gay, dude. You're fucking white. You shouldn't do this. I instantly get like, I have like an SJW in my head who's like, you really shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, dancing sucks.
I like it. If I get drunk, it's the
If I
funnest
get
thing in
drunk,
the world.
it's fun to just dick around. But like, there was some dancing after the comedy show I did at McGoobies.
Yeah.
And it's weird. It's always weird when there's just a few black guys, and then all the white people are like, "Oh my god, look how cool these moves are!"
Dude,
like, just
imagine
watching a black guy.
Put yourself in my scenario. I mean, New Year's Eve, I told you I was in VIP, so I've been in multiple. I have this weird fear of having to dance when I'm the only white guy around.
Oh yeah, you're getting judged.
That's what I said, but apparently,
Definitely.
Dude, I know. And then I seize up, and I get judged again, and it's like,
Sure.
On New Year's Eve, I was definitely rocking. I mean, I drank like half a bottle of Crown Royal and fucking smoked my vape pen. So I was just like, then Brittany will stop me and try to show me how to dance, and I was just like,
Oh,
stop.
that's so embarrassing.
Dude, every time
my God.
when I dance in front of black people, I get instant like step up to the streets mode to where like I have to do really well, and I'm like, I gotta fucking do this.
Oh my god, dude, stop dancing. Just stop dance.
That's what I said. I try not to, dude.
You don't need to.
But the thing is like, so my bae's a really good dancer. So then she'll start dancing, dudes will start meandering over towards her. So I got to start like bodyguarding and being like I had a guy. We were at one place on Friday when we met up with her cousins, and this guy was like, "Yo, you better claim your girl, dog." Some like fat Puerto Rican dude, and I was like, "Who the fuck are you?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm almost playing, bro. I'm playing." He kept trying to shake my hand. I was like, "Dude, get away from me, man."
There's Puerto Ricans, dude.
They were after me all
They're
weekend.
sharks.
He had like these
Okay.
soft, fat hands, and he's like, "Nah, I'm playing, bro." And he kept like handshaking me. I was like,
Okay.
"Dude, get your fucking squishy hands off me. I don't know you. I don't want to talk to you."
It's fucking Big Pun. He was coming for you. Yeah, you know Big Pun used to be skinny?
Nah.
Yeah, there's pictures of him online. He was like a male model. He was like fucking hot.
Dude,
And then when he died, I think he was like 700 pounds.
Is there a documentary on how fat he got?
Did you see?
That's almost
700
admirable.
pounds.
That's admirable, dude, to get
I
that
don't know
fat.
what the fuck he was doing.
Holy fuck. Dude, I really think about that sometimes, just being like, I should just get fat as fuck. Just get as fat. I just want to take up as much space as possible.
You want to take up space.
I just want to
It's like an alpha
I just want to
move.
fill the world, dude.
Oh,
She like
God.
overpowers him and chokes him out.
I don't know if there's
She's like
anything-
110 pounds.
I don't know if there's anything that bothered me more growing up, or yeah, well now, is when a girl thinks she can beat you up.
Yeah.
Like I remember there were these 3 girls in high school, and for some reason we were talking about if I could beat up all 3 of them,
Yeah.
and they were like, "We would beat the shit out of you."
What?
And it was like 3 hot chicks, and I was lifting every single day. Like I was pretty fucking huge.
Yeah.
Like I just said, I was like
There's no
300
way.
I was like
There's no way.
300 fucking pounds, and
Yeah.
there were 3 hot chicks that were like, we would just jump on your back and scratch you. I'd be like, I would fucking beat you to death.
I would allow them to beat me up for a while,
Yeah, I mean,
just for my own sexual perversion, and then
yeah.
I would fucking
They'd
murder them.
break out of it, and fucking
Yeah.
suplex.
Be
them.
so, dude. If you wouldn't even beat them up. You'd give one of them a 40% punch to the head,
Yeah.
and then the rest of them would scatter.
Yeah,
There's
it's-
no way 3 hot chicks is watching someone get their eye socket caved in and like going in number 2, like I got
yeah.
you.
Or like when girls, whenever I hear a woman like guess who would win in a fight,
Between
it
who?
just pisses me. Like anybody.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you could ask a girl like who would win a fight, me or Justin Timberlake. They'd be like, Justin.
Yeah.
It's like, why? It's like, look how athletic he is. He dances. You can't even move. It's like, I would fucking destroy him.
Yeah, you absolutely would.
But in a girl's mind, it's just like whoever's hot, like David
Yeah.
Beckham would
Whoever's
beat the
rich
shit
and
out
hot.
of anybody.
Yeah, of course.
It's like,
He
no,
just
he
kick
wouldn't.
you.
I mean, David Beckham might fuck me up.
I don't think so.
He's a real athlete.
No way. No way David Beckham can match it. Unless he has like American Psycho rage, there's no way he can match.
I don't know. Like when it comes to soccer players, that's the tough one. That's a tough one.
I
if
don't
they
know
can
about
fight.
fist fighting. I don't think those guys fist fight all that
I don't
much.
think they fist fight all that much, but still they're athletes. That
True.
I mean, if
True, but it's
and
like
they
one
probably
of,
are competitive
as
as
soon
fuck.
as a fist flies to their head, dude, it all depends. Some people, you never
I
know
don't
if that.
Like that's the Cristiano Ronaldo argument. It's like because that guy's a fucking horse,
He's a mule.
and he's got to be a psycho.
Yes.
He's got to be competitive as
Yeah.
fuck.
That's true.
So I don't know. They say the same thing about LeBron. Everybody's like, "Oh, he's a pussy."
Yeah,
It's like,
dude,
dude, he's a
six.
monster.
He's what, a 6'8" fucking.
He's like 300 fucking pounds.
Yeah, he's not a pussy. I mean, he
He's
might not.
fucking
He might not
huge.
get in fist fights all the time,
I don't
but
know if he's 300. He lost some weight. He's skinnier.
still, he's
He-
what,
he's-
6'8"?
He would literally kill you.
Yeah,
He would kill you.
dude, it was
And
funny.
he's a pussy. He flops. It's like, yeah, on the court, he's also an animal.
Dude, yeah, that's not even. If people say they can beat up LeBron James, it's like, all right, man, you got it. Just
Yeah.
get the fuck out of my face.
Like, there's no one in the NFL I think I could beat up. There's probably, and even then, it's
I
like
could.
maybe
I think I
there's
could beat up a
kicker.
punter. I think I could take a
I
couple
don't know. There's
punters.
some punters out there that'll fuck you up.
I know, but I'm saying I think I could take a
think you
couple.
can find one.
Yeah, I think I could take a couple down.
Yeah.
I actually would like to play football against. That would be a cool, like a pregame. Just do like regular dudes playing football against punters and kickers.
I don't know. They might fuck you up.
You think
There's
so?
probably some.
Well, they're probably in
punters-
pretty good condition.
Some
Yeah,
punters you can smash.
yeah. I think I could.
But there's like I remember I was sitting there talking with my dad. We were watching the NBA, and I was asking him what players on the court he could beat up. He was drunk,
he
and
was
he was
saying
just
all of them?
naming all these players. I was
Really?
like, Dad, they would fucking kill you, dude.
Yeah, but I feel like as an older white dude, you're so ready to die that like it throws in a factor to where it's like your dad's in his head like, dude, I would just go
Yeah.
out in a blaze of glory.
That's ISIS mentality.
I'd pull his
He's
eyes
like,
out.
I'll take on the United States military, dude.
Yeah, your dad's probably
I don't
like
give a
your
fuck.
dad in his head. You're thinking about like fist fighting. He's probably thinking like pulling eyes out and fucking gouging and fish hooking.
Yeah, that's
That's the thing with Justin Timberlake. There's like no, it's
I'm
hard
confident.
to hard to match a common man's like bleak rage.
Yeah.
Versus like Justin Timberlake, who's just if you're having like mad 3 and foursomes, and then you just like fight the average like Redditor fucking porn addict, dude. It's like that guy's gonna rip you apart. Dude, I was in the fucking throes of porn addiction this morning.
really.
Last night and this morning. I woke up this morning. I felt like Tom Cruise from The Last Samurai. When he wakes up and he's like, "Saki!" I was just in my head screaming for porn, dude. And I was all feverish. I'm sick. So I woke up all feverish and confused, and I was just like, ugh. Compilations.
You needed to see it.
I needed some
And you
compilations,
didn't
dude.
do it.
No, I didn't.
Damn,
I
that's
didn't do it.
impressive. Now,
Dude,
when it comes to a nofap, if you were to see porn, would you jerk off?
What do you mean?
Like if I hit you with some porn right now, what would happen to you?
It'd be hard, man.
Would you go home and jerk off?
I might have a masturbatory episode
I remember the masturbatory episode you had when we were hanging
at your
out.
friend's house.
We heard a girl getting fucked, and you were
Dude.
like, "I gotta go home."
That sent me right home. I was on 8 days hard mode, or 7, I think. And I heard that girl, and I'd like seen
Yeah.
her all night.
I know.
And then just to hear her soft fucking moans, dude. I instantly was like, I gotta go. Went home and just pure
That's so funny.
pure imagination bang fapped. Like a hard fucking shaking, like Diary of a Vampire's come, just like,
So nobody watches Diary of the Vampire, dude.
well, you know what I'm
Don't
talking
use
about.
those references.
I'm thinking of like a candlelit, just like white sheeted bed where I'm like, oh. Dude, you have to finish watching
Stop
Black.
using vampire references.
You have to watch the rest of Black Mirror. It's so
Is that why
funny.
you're growing your hair out? You do look like a vampire now, dude.
Well, that'd be cool. I could get into if I could get into some vamp soaps, dude. That'd be
You
awesome.
look like a vamp. You got the goatee. You're pale.
Yeah, I got to get a
Long
little
hair.
less
You look
jacked.
medieval.
I look more like a werewolf, I'd say.
Oh yeah, true. I wanted to say this. I've been watching fucked up videos.
What'd you watch?
Just fucking every time I watch a fucked up video, women just screaming.
Yeah.
It's like, shut the fuck up.
What, when people are getting their heads chopped off and shit?
No, just like I watched a crane collapse the other day.
Yeah.
And just a woman was just screaming at the top of her lungs while it was collapsing.
She didn't fucking
From
go
a
underneath.
distance.
She didn't run up and catch it.
No, from a very long distance, she was just like,
Yeah, dude, it was a total
why-
chaos.
I would look at her and just be like, shut the fuck up. That
Yeah.
does nothing.
Yeah, that's not hurting you at all.
Just stop.
Yeah, they're just wired differently, dude.
Yeah, they're like seagulls.
wired
Dude. They
to
just
choke-
start cawing. when
They're
shit
wired
pops
to
off.
choke you out, dude.
Yeah, I know.
You're gonna get fucking choked out.
Me?
Yeah, some 150-pound, some girl's gonna come up 115 pounds, gonna fucking put you down, dude.
I mean, I'm sure there's a 110-pound lady out there that does martial arts that could choke me.
Yeah, but I don't know. I doubt it.
I could probably flex and bust out of that.
Yeah, I think you could
Power
bite. You could
armor.
at least bite her arm really hard.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I could beat the fuck out of most women.
Yeah, except for
I
those
think that's
Russian.
my resolution.
To beat the fuck out of most women.
My resolution is
Or just to let 'em know.
Most women this year.
That's a sick thing to do in a relationship. Just not hit your girlfriend or wife, but let her know, like,
She knows.
just to vocalize it, be like, look, I would never hit you, but if I fucking did, I would
Yeah.
bash your fucking
If you get
eye.
me fired up,
Yeah.
I might strangle you to death.
Just let them know. Be like, I could, literally,
Yeah.
I could just pull your eyes out.
You think that's a good thing to say to your woman?
Yeah, let them know.
Just like on your first date?
It's like, I could literally jump on your head and kill you.
Yeah. It's the first date, just like, hey, this is going really well. I also want you to know I could pull your fucking teeth out if I felt like it. I could hold you down and rip your teeth out with pliers.
Or even just when you're walking, put your arm around her and just fucking give a good squeeze and make feel
Yeah.
that.
Imagine that.
That's half of what I got.
Tear off your ears.
I could literally crack your neck.
Yeah, that's good. I think that was I think my dad said that in his vows.
He said I could fuck you up.
He's like, I just want you to always remember, rip your fucking nose out. I hold you by the under the nostrils and pull.
I haven't been to a good wedding in a while.
I was at a wedding on fucking Friday night.
How was that?
I got there late as fuck.
That's sick.
Only way I'm not munching
Tip.
5 slices is
You
if I toss
should
it in
start
dip.
taking like Rip Fuel.
No,
Those like Xenadrine fat burners, dude.
I need you to conjure up a potion, dude.
That's true.
Get me a potion.
I'll go to the gas station and get you some fucking fat blockers, dude.
No, Look at the gas station.
I took them to get ripped one time, and I ended up just totally breaking out and like having to lay by a ceiling fan naked. There's stuff they basically put you in a fever.
Really?
So they raise your body temperature by like a degree or two, so you just burn fat. But it's just very unhealthy, as you can imagine, to be in a feverish state.
That'd be terrible.
So I took one and just got real hot and blotchy and got naked and laid by a fan and was like, oh.
Oh man.
Thought I was getting ripped, dude.
Oh yeah, and yoga. I'm gonna do yoga.
That's a good
I got
resolution.
yoga. I got a new yoga mat.
That's a good resolution.
Just gonna do yoga up here in the living room,
Nice.
and then continue to ball the fuck out, dude.
That's sick. Yeah, I'm just going to keep going at it, dude.
You gonna come back to the game soon?
Stand up?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Take
If
a
it calls
little
me.
hiatus.
I took a real sick hiatus. I always go to the hills, dude. I'm like Luke Skywalker.
True.
I go to the hills for a while and I fucking observe.
I'll find you. I'll
Come find
seek
me,
you
dude.
out, hand you a mic.
Yeah.
Be like, dude, we need you.
I got to get down there.
I am the only one fighting on our side right now, dude.
What is it? Just pure
Me
fucking...
versus gay bullshit every day.
Really?
I have a lightsaber just...
Is that all it is right now in stand-up?
No. I mean, stand-up's always fucking gay.
Yeah, but still.
Stand-up sucks.
Yeah.
Stand-up, dude. Even I did that theater show. I was just sitting backstage, like, oh god,
Yeah.
I didn't want to go out there.
Yeah, that's my thing too. I the last couple of shows I did, I would just look at people's faces and that look of like looking at me like, come on. I look at them like, fuck you.
Yeah, listener, I hope your New Year sucks. I hope you accomplish nothing.
365, no fap, let's go, boys.
You're going no fap.
All year.
That's impossible,
Forever, dude.
Shut up.
Forever.
Shut up.
I mean, I'll be honest. If I fall, I'll let you know. Today was like last night and today was I was in the throes of a fever. All I could do was fap myself into oblivion, dude, and I didn't do it.
Really?
Dude, yeah. All I could do was if I fapped, I would have passed out. I had a loaded rig right in front of me, dude. And I didn't use it.
The last cast when you brought up NoFap, and I was like, oh shit, I haven't jerked off in like 3 days. I forgot. I jerked off that night.
You let out a screecher.
Yeah, but it's just, I was like, oh, nice.
So when you don't jerk off for 3 days, you don't notice a big difference?
No.
What?
I mean, maybe it's happening and I don't associate it with not jerking off. Maybe I'm just like, oh, I feel good.
Like right now, I got about 5 or 6 days in me. If I were to let this out, it would be full, just like, just hard fucking chucks, dude. Our true dark shadow natures were just called out, dude, and we had to delete
Matt
all
got
records.
exposed for being fucking chauvinistic, toxic.
I had to
male.
black out the lines of the CIA document.
We're here with our first lady guest.
Hey there. It feels so unnatural now.
Why? No, it's
We
great.
gave a. I thought it was
Oh, yeah,
funny to
'cause we
talk
already-
about how I refer to my girlfriend as my bitch all the time, and I just got weirdly squirrely.
Yeah.
And it went to like a 5-minute thing.
Because you
so
feel
I deleted
guilt
it.
and shame for it.
I
But
do. I
anyway,
feel
let's not
shameful
delve
now.
into it.
I'm not-
Exactly
Yeah,
the
just
same
repeat
thing.
it all over again.
That's happened.
Yeah.
But no, Rachel's here. She's a comic in Philly. Rachel Fugletto. She's very funny. She's a feminist. She's a woman.
Feminist comedian.
She's a feminist lady that I don't know, what else should I say? I feel like that
That's great.
sums
You're
it
doing
up.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job.
Matt's here.
Perfect.
Matt's a chauvinist sexist.
No, I'm
So
not.
this is a
I'm
fun
not.
this is a fun showdown.
I love women.
Would you say
That's like the most like wolf in sheep's clothing. I love women.
I love women.
nobody loves women more than me? I love them.
I love women. I know lots of women.
Yeah.
So many women.
Yeah. So no, we're talking Louis.
Yeah.
Talking a little Louis C.K.
Yeah, I got harangued by my entire extended family
Yeah.
and friends about it.
My sister texted me about it.
What'd
I
she
was
say?
like, basically the same thing you said. She was like, "What's up with your boy?"
Damn.
It's everybody.
So you guys got like personal messages about
Yes.
Louis C.K.?
Yeah, yeah.
yes,
Damn.
and it's like, well, that's because everybody knows I was obsessed with him.
Gotcha.
I love
Yeah.
Louis C.K.
Yeah, he's a good comic.
And but the thing is, we all knew about this.
Yeah.
Like we all knew about this, and that's weird when shit like that happens.
Well, I heard it and I was like, no way.
I fucking believed it.
Yeah.
I've heard it from like 6 different people.
I only heard the one account in Aspen at the Colorado
I've heard
Comedy
a few.
Festival.
I heard of
So
a
what
few.
was the exact details of that?
Wait.
They came in.
Which-
That was the hotel room one. Where
the first accusation or like the
Very-
one that
One
just
was
came
2
out?
girls.
I think the one that got the most traction the fastest.
Well, then are you talking about the most recent article though, like the New
yeah,
York
yeah,
Times
the one that
one?
had the 5. Yeah, that had the 5 things.
The
Oh,
one-
it was like instances of him.
yeah.
Yeah. The one I remember seeing like a couple years ago. It was like I can't remember if it wasn't BuzzFeed. It was like some article. It was some source that wasn't enough to like
Yeah.
Yeah, like Huffington
confirm
Post or
it.
something
It was
that was-
something
No,
that
some of that's discontinued now, actually.
Gawker. No.
Maybe it
something.
was Gawker. I
Something like
honestly
that.
don't remember.
That was the 2 girls who were the comedy duo.
Yeah.
And he invited them back up, and the bar closed, and he goes, "Well, just come up to my room. We'll get
Yeah.
some drinks or whatever." And they thought he was being, what's the word for it? Not collegiate, but whatever, professional. You know,
Yeah, just
it
like
was
social. I mean,
yeah.
like the way you hang out.
And then he said,
And then he was like,
"Can I jerk off in front
Yeah.
of you?"
We said, "Can I take my dick out?" And they were like,
Yeah.
"What?" And then he just started fapping.
just
Well, wait,
Yeah.
didn't they say yes?
Well, they just
No.
started, he said they started laughing. They just started laughing
Oh, okay.
hysterical. They were
All
kind of
right.
like it was a joke.
All
They're
right.
like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And he was just like,
Ooh.
"Bam."
and like I think it was in a sense that like, well, the first thing I read like years ago was like that he blocked the door, but it wasn't.
Yeah,
really
Yeah, that's what I heard,
in
but I don't
this.
think that was the
But
account.
either way, it's still kind of like if somebody's like jerking off, like
Blocking the door
Yeah.
adds an element. If he was
Blocking the door, I
and,
heard that, and I was like,
and
cool.
blocking the door is one thing, but blocking the door and jerking off is fucking intense.
the jerking off is like in itself, because it's like to not expect to see somebody jerking off is like, I mean, and that's only happened to me once by like a stranger, so
Yeah.
that's already like
Yeah.
what the hell.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to curse, right? I was
absolutely.
like, what the fuck, but
Matt
like
just said bitch. About
yeah, I know. I
women.
couldn't remember. Like, I know if like
Well, it's happened to me on chat
Yeah.
roulette about 50 times. That was
every
yeah.
time.
Well,
it was just
I
Louis,
mean,
dude.
the internet's like a whole other thing. But like when it's live in person, it's such a thing. So I can't imagine it's like you spent the whole night. I can only imagine like you spent the whole night. What they open for him or something,
Something like that. They're
And
all
it's
the same
like
thing.
somebody you look up to, and you're like hanging out. It's like, oh, cool. Like the bar's closed. Like it's cool. We're hanging out with Louis C.K. And then all of a sudden he's like, "Can I take my dick out?" Like I would probably be like, "What?" Like I'd probably laugh too, just because I would be like,
Yeah.
"What?" Like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Catches you off guard, especially like when you've gained this amount of trust. So you're even more like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
now I'm in this hotel room and
And Louis K.'s
like,
jerking off. And then
yeah.
that was the thing, too. They stayed for its entirety. They said he finished on his stomach. That's how I
Yeah.
busted. That's how I figured out the blocking the door myth. It's like no way a 40 or 50-year-old man was standing and ejaculated onto his stomach.
onto his belly.
I did the Mythbusters on that one. I did like the velocity.
Yeah,
I was like,
fucking yarn.
Oh, what? It
You're
couldn't
in a
get
hotel
on
room.
like
the
there's no way
stomach.
he was standing in front of a door and jerked off up and onto his stomach. He's 50 years old.
I mean,
I doubt he's
shit.
shooting like that.
I've seen cum go all kinds of places.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, from a 50-year-old though, that's my thing.
I've never stood.
gotta-
I've
I've gone-
never stood and hit
I've
my
gone
stomach.
pretty old. I've gone late 40s. I think it's
Okay.
probably the oldest.
And they're
And a
they're
guy
still that's-
stood and fucking.
Well, I'm just saying. Like,
That's
I know
good-
that the
that's good
velocity
news.
of cum, like, is. I mean, you guys just keep producing sperm till you die.
but
so.
the punch
maybe
lessens
he
with age.
maybe he bent his dick the way Bugs Bunny bends
Wait,
that hunter's
rifle.
gun.
Well, that was-
wait.
that's-
What, so what? Wait. The only reason that you're bringing that up is because you said that he couldn't have been like standing by.
That was what I heard. He blocked the door, so I looked around trying
Well,
to
they
find out
didn't
if that
even
was
say
true
he
or
did.
not. No,
They-
but
they
there
didn't.
was a thing going around that he blocked the door. But I think that stemmed from. You know what I think that stemmed from? Actually, he apologized. He called someone or Facebook messaged someone to apologize, and was like, "Sorry that I
pulled you into a
bathroom."
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And then she was like,
He-
"Yeah, that's not me."
Exactly,
And he was like,
yeah.
I used to read people wrong," and it's like, "Oh, dude,
Yeah, Louis.
wow."
He's got some fucking issues.
Yeah.
But even
There's
back to
no-
the thing about the jerking off and the how, like somebody just posted a thing about like, because people said like, why didn't you just like leave? And it was like instead of like fight or flight, I think
Yeah, I read
she was
that.
like the
Appease
and please,
survive or something.
which is like
Appease and please,
totally
yeah.
true, because if you're like all of a sudden like, oh shit, I thought this was one way, but
Yeah.
now it's another, and I don't really know where I am, and if I leave, is he going to get pissed off? Because
Yeah.
one, I didn't expect him to take off his clothes and jerk off, so what else could he do that I don't expect him to do? So let's just like
Yeah,
ride this out and see,
Honestly, if
you know.
I was with Louis C.K. and he started jerking off, I'd probably stay. I would be like, "All right, man, whatever you gotta do. I just kind of want to talk to you about some stuff." I probably wouldn't have left the room if he was like, "Can I jerk off in front of you?" I'd be like, "Fuck,
Yeah, that's
fine." I totally would have let him.
so. A guy shows.
I mean, that's fine.
I thought about that too. I'm like, they could have just turned around and left, and I'm like,
See, Matt looks at like sexual assault like this through a very male centric point of view, where he's just like,
I thought that was
I
my
might fucking hang out.
Nice use
no, that
of,
was my first thought. Was
male-centric.
like my first thought was like, why didn't they just leave? I'm like, they could have
Well,
just
and
been
that's,
like,
well, that's 'cause
and
you
I'm
just
actually
didn't- I
glad,
know.
but I'm glad that you said that, because that's a lot. Like that's like
Yeah.
almost everybody's first thought. Because one, it's and I want to go back to like, what you said is like I really admire him, so I would just be like, maybe okay.
I definitely would have hemmed and hawed for a while. Been like, you really gonna jerk off right now, man? Come on.
I mean, I've been in rooms where my friends jerked off, and I didn't even respect them.
But you stayed?
Yeah, I stuck around.
But that's the thing is
That's
you.
a joke. I'm fucking.
Oh, no,
I
I
mean,
mean,
that's
I-
not a joke.
That's
but
real.
That's obviously it doesn't relate.
But no, that was my first thought. Was like they could have took off. I mean, I really like Louis C.K. So in my head, I'm naturally being like, no.
So even in
No.
the instance where you would say like, oh, I would stay, I'd be like, oh man, okay, but I'll stay. But so it's like even in that instance, it's kind of it's not the same, because obviously you wouldn't feel like you were in an amount of danger probably that those women felt.
I just would have been awkward. I would have been
But
like, come on, man, stop.
in a sense, he's still using his authority to put you in a situation that you don't want to be in as a sexual situation, because
True.
it's like, who you are, people admire you. So you're like, oh, like they're gonna deal with it because I'm Louis C.K. So I'm just gonna take my dick out.
Fuck.
So this is the only thing so all they did was consent to going into his room. I could have
Right.
sworn I heard they said yes when he said, "Can I take my dick out?"
No.
I thought they said
They said
yes,
they-
but we thought he was kidding.
I feel like it was something like they were like, "What the hell?" Like what? Like that kind of thing.
Yeah, that would change it quite a bit.
I mean, regardless the way it was worded, was it clearly it wasn't like they were like, yeah, take your dick out. You know what I mean? Like they weren't like, oh, cool, like we're gonna fuck around with Louis.
Yeah.
Whereas if that were the case, it would be like, okay, cool, but
What were the other
Yeah.
ones? The phone call one.
There was a
he
phone
jerked
call
off
where he
on the
was.
phone.
She said he was definitely jerking off on
Said
the
she
phone.
could hear him close the blinds.
there was
Oh,
somebody.
there was one in the office. Yeah, there was another one where he had
Yeah.
like a young lady in his office that he would repeatedly. She just was like, yeah, fine, I'll do it, and then he just jerked off in front of her like a bunch of times. Apparently, I heard this through word of mouth, but someone told me that he used to jerk off with Sarah Silverman's younger sister, like constantly.
I just saw something about that, but I did not get a chance to read
Yeah,
it.
and she was just
Yeah.
like, yeah, it was weird. She used to, from what I heard, she would sit outside his hotel door and just like sit. He'd like just stand by the door, and I'm gonna jerk off in my room. And she's like, I would just do it all the time for him. And she's like, I was at the time like whatever, but she's like, it's definitely kind of weird. Mm-hmm. So it was like that. There's apparently his apology for shoving someone into a bathroom, which that's a
That
fucking-
is
Yeah, it's a
scary.
scary one.
And
That's-
that you can't
that's
even
where-
remember who it was is
Yeah,
even more
I
scary.
know.
It's like, fuck.
Yeah, so that's the one where it's like they all. And if it was the isolated Colorado incident, where I'd be like, "Damn, dude, that was weird." But it's like then you have like 5 more. Then like, yeah, sorry, I shoved you in a bathroom. She's like, no, that wasn't me. And he's like, oh, sorry.
Well, it's a slow build. I mean, and you were just like, but if I like
Louis
fuck
Anderson
with this
told
person,
me right before I went on stage that he jerked off to me
was he
in
like,
his hotel room.
was he like, what context? I'm just
We
curious.
didn't really
Like,
talk the entire weekend until that point.
he just literally
He
said
was
that.
like, I want you to know I jerked off to you in my hotel room last night.
That's fucking weird.
It was.
Yeah.
I might
is
have to
odd.
fucking Gawker that motherfucker.
You should. You should go out there.
Although Hulk Hogan destroyed Gawker.
Oh, that's true. With
Give the old
his
stinky legs. Didn't he say the N word in a sex tape?
How about Gibson? My whole thing is like, do you think Louis going to come back?
Yeah, Louis will definitely come back.
You think so?
Yes.
I mean, either way, he'll be okay. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
he's-
Like,
Yeah, yeah,
nothing
he's
bad
totally
is
fine.
gonna happen.
Well-
Well, besides reading the newspaper and the whole world being like, there's the guy that jerks off
Yeah,
in front
there's
of
that
girls.
fucking pervert. So, I mean, he did get destroyed.
Yeah. But like Gibson is in movies now. Mel's back.
he's a terrible person.
Like N-words on tapes now are just like, now it's kind of like, well, that's all you did. So now with like,
Oh, yeah, he did get the N word.
yeah, he had
hit him
he
with
had
a pack of
Yep.
N words.
Yeah, exactly. Mel went in. It wasn't just like Jews in Hollywood. He like someone said that he's like, oh, he's
Oh,
like
yeah,
a
Matt's
conspiracy.
anti-Semitic.
No,
Rachel,
I'm
aren't you
not.
Jewish?
No, I'm not. I'm not anti.
Everyone thinks I am, but I'm.
she's
Oh,
Italian.
yeah, you're Italian.
Oh, wow.
What?
yeah.
Who's the
What's wrong with that?
anti-Semite
How
now?
would that be anti-Semitic?
Just trying to classify people by race.
But it really sucked, and I know a lot of women felt this way too, is because Louis seemed like a pretty woke dude,
Yeah.
and then, to have like the whole wolf in sheep's clothing was a big letdown.
Oh,
so,
you know what would really suck is if he does come back and now he's not allowed to say the N word anymore.
like, I
Yeah.
don't think that would be like his main
That would be a
punishment for
big-
jerking
that
off
would
in
be a
front of
big
women. Like,
problem for me.
like you sexually assaulted these women, so please,
Look,
like, you just can't say the N word
Rachel,
anymore.
These types of events affect people differently. This is my perspective. That's how it would affect me.
I
Don't
wonder-
tell me if that's
Right?
wrong.
That is.
And we're back.
We're back with the Marxist feminist Rachel Fagletto.
That's not true.
No, what I wanted to talk about was, and it doesn't have anything to do with the Metzger. Well, it has something to do with it, but just when people are like, you believe women every time. Like people are like, you should do that.
Well, for me, what
gets
it
kinda
is like,
crazy.
is that if you look at how often people only believe women, like when women say this thing that's happening is fucked up, people rarely believe it when it's just women saying what their experience was. It usually takes like at least some men and men of power to support them before people are like,
So, like, if a girl falsely accuses a guy of rape, guys can go to jail for that. And if it's just
Mm-hmm.
one girl's statement, right?
sure, but
And then
the
people are like,
instances
always
of
believe that.
I don't think anybody's saying always believe women every single time. I think what we're saying is that more often than not, people don't believe or trust women's experiences. And it takes men to support us before other men listen almost every single time. So that's what's happening right now is almost every single time when women say, this thing happened, it was kind of fucked up. Men usually brush it off unless it's like especially if it's somebody within a circle that's like high in power or like somebody that people are close with. They're just like,